who used to win singles matches all the time easily on the WTA Tour, Martina Navratilova, and she's still winning matches easily on tour. In doubles with her young partner Svetlana Kuznetsova, one of the promising young Russian players. This was yesterday in the quarterfinals over Petrova and Drobotnik. Navratilova and Kuznetsova easily through to the semifinals, and Martina Navratilova still has so much respect in the locker room from so many different players, including her current doubles partner.
But she never give up. She wants to play. She's still, I mean, some people, they think like, Martina, she's just coming here to have fun. No, she's having fun all the time when she's playing tennis, but she wants to win all the time. It's normal, but it's like such a great player, and I'm really happy to play with her doubles, to be her partner.
Oh, it's unbelievable, you know, after all these years, the level she still plays right now is unbelievable, and you know, it's such a great champion. What can I say? You know, it's unbelievable how she played and the great champion she is, and all the things she did for women's tennis is great, and she's still doing a lot for women's tennis. So I mean, it's great to have this kind of person on the tour, and it's great experience for myself to see her.
Oh, it's amazing. I think the thing that surprises me the most is how fit she still is at her age, and to see her out on the court and see the, you know, because I never played her when I came on the tour. She had already retired then, but you know, so it's amazing for me to still, you know, be able to play some doubles matches against her, and to see her around and you know, talk to her and see what, you know, when she was playing singles as well, you know, how different it was on the tour, and so it's funny to see how you know, how she's got so much experience, so much more than any other players, and to see how much she's loved by the public everywhere she goes is incredible, and I think great for women's tennis.
Well, I think Martina inspires everyone. I mean, I don't know too many women that could be out there at 46 or 47 and have the results and look the way she does. Inspire me? No, because I don't think I'll be out there in my 40s, but she makes, I think, everyone around her just in awe of how, what a wonderful athlete and what a wonderful player she still is.
Well, it was 23 years ago. I had the fortunate call of getting to play doubles with Martina for 10 years. I'm biased. What about the legend?
Oh my gosh, it is remarkable, amazing. I was watching her yesterday and I got inspired. I was like, gosh, can I go back out there? And I can. I'm just 31 years old. But, you know, we talk about the other players as they get older, how much tougher it gets physically and mentally. And then you see Martina on the court bouncing up and down. She's fresh. She's having so much fun. And it does inspire everybody around her.
And she's still winning majors. She's won 2 mixed doubles majors this year, including her 20th Wimbledon doubles crown with Leander Pace. She's still winning doubles titles with Kuznetsova. They may qualify for the year-end championships back here in LA in November.
And she's a perfectionist. I saw her talking to Kuznetsova before the match yesterday. She says, we have to talk about this match. Let's talk about the strategy. She wants to win. She's a competitor still, and she's out there to prove that she can still play remarkable tennis at 47 years of age.
And actually, I talked to her at the French Open this year, and she came within an inch of playing singles again at Eastbourne, where last year she had a win.
Well, she's playing so much doubles that she probably could beat a few players on the faster surfaces, but I think she's smart to stick to the doubles.
Yeah, it was fun. I had dinner with her last week down in Carlsbad. She's the same old great player, great personality, speaks her mind. Women's tennis needs Navratilova to still win titles. It makes it fun for everybody to watch, including this broadcaster who had the fortune of winning a few titles with that special star. More from the J.P. Morgan Chase Open after this. Have routine wins in the center, but recent years have been a struggle for Davenport. Both injuries and age beg the question, can this former #1 still find her way back to the top? Only time will tell. As the story of one of tennis's greats continues to unfold, semifinal action at the J.P. Morgan Chase Open is next on ESPN2. Los Angeles, it's the J.P. Morgan Chase Open, and it's semifinal day. Our matchup, number 4 seed Ai Sugiyama and the number 2 seed Lindsay Davenport. In the same round last year in the semifinals, these two players faced off against one another. Davenport won that one. Hi everybody, I'm Pam Shriver, where we are right in the middle of the summer hard court season. In fact, in 2 weeks and 2 days, the last major of the year, the U.S. Open, begins. All the players trying to get their game organized, ready to go for that one. It's a beautiful new stadium here, debuting this week. Matter of fact, this is our first broadcast from the Home Depot Center for Tennis. And somebody else who's going to possibly make a debut, Kim Clijsters, could be the new #1 on Monday, but she needs to win this championship. And Mary Jo Fernandez, somebody who's familiar with that #1 position, is Lindsay Davenport, and she still is one of the best ball strikers in women's tennis.
Well, and Lindsay's still a threat to win the majors, and I think Davenport on the hard court, especially here in California where she grew up, believes that she can beat the top players. She loves playing in California. She's staying just 40 minutes away at her home in Laguna Beach, 40 minutes south of here, and she's looked relaxed all week. The only main concern for Davenport has been injuries. This year it's been a foot problem, and she's starting to talk about retirement, which is not a good thing.
Well, Lindsay has had a lot of issues with injuries the last couple of years, and we thought you might want to hear from Lindsay about her latest injury, which is her left foot.
I have what is called a Morton's neuroma in top of my left foot. It's painful nerve injury, and I've had a few injections in it over the last 8 weeks, and have it taped for every match and have it very well padded. And it's something that bothers me some days and not other days, but really lucky that the last 2 weeks it's actually been pretty good. And the trainers have done a wonderful job. My doctor's been great. And at some point you need surgery to correct the problem, but I'm hoping to try and finish the year out before that needs to happen.
And Davenport's starting to get very frustrated with the injuries. Remember, she had to miss 8 months last year with a knee problem, which she had surgery for. So now she's 27 years old. It's getting tougher to stay in shape. So that's why she's starting to think, well, maybe it's time to retire.
Well, Mary Jo, the last time these two players played, Sugiyama defeated Lindsay Davenport, and Sugiyama's having her best year ever.
It's pretty incredible. She's 5'4", Sugiyama, #1 in Japan. She reached 11 in the world, her best ranking last week. Defeated Davenport in March in Scottsdale, as well as Kim Clijsters. And she is quick. She's very feisty on the court. She's a great competitor. And against Davenport, it's going to be so important for Sugiyama to serve well. She needs to get a lot of first serves in because Davenport possesses one of the best returns of serves in the game.
Well, this is the 9th meeting between these two players. They've had a lot of close 3-set matches. Lindsay Davenport has won this championship 3 times. Sugiyama is trying to get to her first final at the J.P. Morgan Chase Open. Stay with us, everyone. Semifinals coming up. $1,995 per month. Second year in a row, these two players have battled in the semifinals of the J.P. Morgan Chase Open. Sugiyama seeded 4. That's pretty high. There were a few injuries coming into this event. Speaking of injuries, one that's playing with one now is Lindsay Davenport.
She's been struggling with her foot injury, but she's up to 4 in the world, first time in 16 months, and she's inside the top 5. She's been a pro for 10 years now. Lives just 40 minutes south of here in Laguna Beach. A lot of prize money in her career, and she's having a solid year. She won an event earlier in the year in Japan and has been consistent in slams.
3-set struggle in the 3rd round against Paula Suarez. She was actually down in that 3rd set, managed to defeat very good doubles player Amanda Kutzer. A little bit of resistance last night in the quarters, but Davenport was pleased with that match.
She was. It was a very clean match for Davenport. Lots of winners against a quick player. Also a very quick player, Sugiyama, who's having her best year ever. Got her ranking up to 11. She's 12 this week. She's had great results in doubles as well. 3 Grand Slam titles, 2 of them this year with Clijsters, Wimbledon and the French Open.
We saw her on ESPN in early March have the biggest win of her career, winning in Scottsdale, defeating Kim Clijsters in the finals in 3 sets. The same day, she defeated Alexander Stevenson after fighting off a few match points in the semifinals, winning that semi 7-6 in the 3rd, and then winning 2 doubles matches. So she really likes to spend some time on the court.
Well, she's very fit. She's had tough 3-set matches here against fellow countrywoman Obata in her opening match, and then Kutusova, the 14-year-old who received a wild card, showing a lot of promise in the future. That was a straight-set victory, but then 3 sets against Maleva.
See, their last meeting at that Scottsdale event in the round of 16, that was kind of foreshadowed Sugiyama's week because she would go on to win that championship. These two players are very familiar with each other's games, and we thought before the match you might like to hear from them.
I think Ai is one of the best competitors. She's very competitive, tries very hard, never gives up. And, you know, she has great ground strokes, and she can hit the ball anywhere. But I think her best attribute is her competitiveness.
I think she's serving good and hitting the ball really deep. So I think I have to focus on my service game because it's always hard to break her serves. So I need a lot of first serves in and play aggressive.
First set, Sugiyama to serve.
Sugiyama to start things off on a very hot Southern California day.
It's been hot all week. A couple players struggling with the heat. Eleni Danilou of Greece had to finish her match and then get treatment afterwards for heat exhaustion.
Tournament for years was played at the Manhattan Beach Country Club, just up the road and closer to the ocean from this site in Carson. It's the first year at the Home Depot Center for this event, and in California, even though it's a few miles, it's really almost like a new market. So even though it's a beautiful, brand new, comfortable stadium, crowds have been a little slow in coming to this event.
Definitely been a different atmosphere for the players, but it is a beautiful stadium. Sugiyama in trouble right away, love 30. Great hitting from Davenport. 3 very solid points. Taking the ball early, hitting it hard and flat. She's going to like the flat ball she gets from Sugiyama, and Davenport hitting so much bigger. That's from behind the baseline, creating the angle.
3 break points right off. Ooh, that toss way too far behind Sugiyama. Missed it on the backhand. Easy break of serve for Lindsay Davenport. 10 years Davenport played Sugiyama for the first time. Davenport's been on the tour for a little over a decade now. Boy, she's been a force the last 7-8 years. Olympic gold in '96. That was her first major title, defeating Sanchez Vicario in straight sets in the finals in Atlanta. He won the doubles that year.
And she's had 3 Grand Slam wins, but she's been in the finals. A handful of other Grand Slam titles. She's had opportunities to win them. 37 weeks at number 1. She's worked very hard to get to where she is at right now. When she steps on these hard courts in California, she's almost a different player. She likes the bounces. Her footing is stable. It's an automatic confidence boost for Davenport this time of the year.
Unforced error there. Sugiyama winning her first point of this semifinal. It was exactly a year ago in this same period where Davenport came back from the extended break due to the knee surgery, pretty serious knee surgery. And she picked things up pretty well, getting to a lot of semifinals, got through to several finals, had trouble winning her first title since coming back from knee surgery. Finally did that at Tokyo this year.
Overhitting on the forehand, set up the point beautifully with a solid first serve.
Boy, it's frustrating when you lose a point like that. When you've set it up, hit the perfect serve that you want, gotten the result, a weak return. All you need to do is execute the winner.
pretty straightforward match for Davenport. She knows she possesses the bigger serve, bigger weapons on the ground stroke, so she can execute her shots. She knows that she can control all the points. Great backhand down the line winner.
Point here to consolidate the break. Hitting down the center to Davenport, is that a good play?
Well, you always want to get Davenport on the move. That's her weakness, her movement. Not as quick as most of the top players. But if you can get a solid ball up the middle of the court, it does open up the angles for you. And that's always been one of the strategies against the Williams sisters, because they move so well. Take some of those angles away by hitting up the middle.
Tough to handle the power from Davenport. Sugiyama with a forced error there. Another game point. Saw Ai Sugiyama warming up for about a half hour. Looked like she'd been out on the court for about 4 hours.
It's true. She was working hard in that warm-up.
Yeah. Asked her about the heat this week. She said it had been pretty intense each and every day, and she felt today was the hottest. It's supposed to be even hotter tomorrow for the finals.
Sugiyama spends a lot of time in Saddlebrook, Florida, near Tampa. She's used to the heat. She works in those conditions often.
A different kind of heat down in Tampa area, a lot more humid, particularly in the summertime, sort of a drier sauna-like heat here, especially inland. You know, you only have to go 3 or 4 miles closer to the ocean and the temperature can really drop.
That's well played by Davenport. We've seen Davenport the last few months work on coming in more, taking advantage of her big shots from the back of the court. Gets Sugiyama stretched out wide, sneaks in, takes the ball out of the air, and she hits those swing volleys better than anyone.
Yeah, she incorporated that sneak play, that move in behind the powerful ground strokes pretty early on in her career, so that play is very familiar to Davenport. Little flick of the wrist, finds the forehand winner across court, jumps out to a 2-love lead. Nice start, and whenever it's this hot, believe me, you want to jump on top of the scoreboard in a hurry.
That's for sure.
See, you want more than a 3-mile-an-hour wind. That's part of the problem. 86. That's in the shade out on that court. It would be well over 100.
Inside out return from Davenport. Timed it well, and it actually was windy a couple days ago in that match that Davenport struggled against Suarez. She was down 3-1 in the third, and she said she really struggled because the wind was so gusty.
Both players might wish for maybe about 7-8 mile an hour of that wind during this semifinal. $15 all.
Number 15.
early in the match, but already a few signs of negativity from Davenport. Papers this week have been calling Davenport's mood swings on the court the droop sometimes. Got to watch out for that.
Yeah, the droop can lead to defeat. Especially when you're playing against an opponent who's as competitively even as Sugiyama. She has very few ups and downs on the court. Can get a little nervous at the end of matches, but boy, did we see her grow up that week in Scottsdale and become a beautiful winner on the court with that win over Kleisters. Game point. Sugiyama holds serve, but she lost her opening service game. Davenport held, so Lindsay Davenport trying to get to the finals again here. The WTA Tour stop in LA, 2-1. Lindsay Davenport, number 2 seed, up a break, 2-1. Semifinal action. Sunday, the intense competition of the IRL IndyCar Series comes to St. Louis. Indy 500 winner Gil de Ferran returns to the track where last year he took home the checkered flag. Don't miss the Gateway Indy 250 Sunday, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC. That's from St. Louis, the city where my parents were married.
Oh,
Little Shriver trivia. Older sister
I didn't
Marion.
know that.
My sister Marion was born there. I had to get to Baltimore, though, by the time I popped out. Davenport takes a quick glance up to the sun, first time serving on this side.
A couple loose errors from the Davenport forehand early in this match. Not timing it well just yet. Getting a little too close to the ball. Needs better distance.
Chance here for Sugiyama, 15-30 on the Davenport serve. Would love to get that break back pretty early in this first set.
Look at better forehand, more compact. Sometimes Davenport has a big backswing, and that's why she mistimes the forehand. But this time, a lot closer to her body. Boom, up the line.
Yeah, she does that sort of that old-fashioned take back, sort of the C. A little bit from low to high. Not a lot of top spin, but a little bit.
Game point Davenport. Hitting with good depth in that last point.
I think Davenport felt her shot was going long. It dropped in and gave up on the point.
She gave up. You don't do that. Experience tells you got to play every shot, wait for the call.
That's the problem. Davenport, not enough experience. It's funny, some days you just kind of like have a moment where you just tune out. You just think, oh, that's definitely out. And Davenport didn't exactly sprint forward for that neck cord, and it bounced close to the service line. So a strange 2 points from the number 2 seed, 3-time champion here, now facing break point.
Again, Sugiyama.
Wow. Now that is what people are talking. What is it, the droop?
That's what they've called it this week.
Davenport does the droop. 2-all. Sugiyama is there to take what's given to her on the court. She gladly accepts the break back. 2-all.
It's too early in a match to show any negative emotion. You can see the rankings. Kleister's so close to becoming #1. If she wins this title this week, she will attain that ranking.
Anna Ardenne also over 5,000 points. If Anna Ardenne were to win the U.S. Open, she's certainly going to be one of the top 2-3 favorites. She can suddenly chase down, but going into the U.S. Open, it's probably going to be Kim Clijsters at #1. And it can all happen if Clijsters wins 2 more matches here at the J.P. Morgan Chase Open.
Person. Person.
More aggressive play by Davenport. You have to wonder sometimes, she said about her foot injury, sometimes she wakes up and it feels okay, sometimes it's not, and if it's not okay, she wants to play that much better in her matches to keep it short. And that's probably why she does get so down on herself as well.
Well, have you seen any signs in this match that the foot's bothering her?
Just that one net court she didn't chase after that she could have made a move to.
Also, I always found when it was really hot out, it was, again, a little easier to get cranky with yourself. Just that stress that your body goes through and knowing that it's going to be a struggle can put you in a bad mood. Now, the best competitors, it doesn't happen. And Davenport at times is a very good competitor, but other times she's not.
Well, I think the difference is that all top players maybe get down on themselves or get cranky, but they don't show it. They don't let you see it. You have to fake it sometimes. Breakpoint Davenport.
Davenport breaks the serve of Ai Sugiyama, somebody who's enjoying her best year on the tour, just outside the top 10 in the world.
The Home Depot.
Davenport up a break again, 3-2. First set. Davenport's been playing a long time on the WTA Tour, and at times, it's a bit of a grind.
You know, sometimes it's funny. Sometimes in the morning I can tell, like, oh, I'm going to have a great day today. And other times I'm like, oh, gosh, my body's just not feeling it today. I don't know if that's because I'm getting older or what, but, you know, I can sometimes tell. I mean, I've got to really force myself to stay positive when I'm not feeling good and to try and work my way through it.
It's getting older, Lindsay. I remember it well. It gets tougher. The motivation gets tougher. Wanting to practice, that eagerness that was there when you were a teenager is no longer there. You really have to force yourself.
And there's nothing like some chronic injuries or things that can pop up that you know is just kind of waiting in the shadows to hurt again, to take away the enthusiasm.
That's absolutely right, Pam, because when you're not 100% physically, you know that when you play the top players, it's going to be that much tougher. And the competition nowadays is at such a high level that you have to be 100% physically to compete day in and day out.
Good combination there from Davenport. Serve, get the opponent off the court, see that open, big open court. Sometimes foot faults Davenport, not that time.
31.
I think as Lindsay's gotten older and has had these lower extremity injuries that she is willing to move forward more and more often.
Definitely. I think she wants those points to be even quicker.
48.
That's why the serve is so important to Davenport's game. She needs to get those free points.
Boy, through the years, you can remember Davenport having some great serving weeks, particularly indoors. Game point.
Lindsay Davenport.
This is our first ever telecast of a tennis tournament from the Home Depot Center in Carson, California. It's the J.P. Morgan Chase Open semifinal day. We're also here with live finals tomorrow. The winner of this match, possibly if Kim Clijsters wins her semifinal, Kim will be going for the #1 ranking. Pam Shriver, Mary Jo Fernandez,
First serve.
along with a few of our tennis friends here. Right adjacent to where the LA Galaxy plays their MLS soccer games. They actually have a soccer game later today.
The San Diego Chargers practice here as well. And Doug Flutie was around the other day and suited Maria Sharapova up. Tossed the ball around. Sharapova was actually looking down at Flutie.
I was going to say, a couple inches taller. Sharapova's a pretty good arm, too. There's that move forward, quick ending to the point, 15 all. Yeah, I ran into, I don't know exactly who it was on the Chargers, but it was a lineman. And I had to kind of sneak through the hallway sideways to get past him.
They're pretty big.
Again, the power of Davenport, too much for Sugiyama, who's been struggling on serve since the start of this semifinal. Trouble again, 15-30.
Going for a lot on that backhand. Down the line was not there to hit. 2 break points for Davenport.
Pretty good second serve from Sugiyama.
Good placement into the body of Davenport. Always a good tactic against big returners. Jam them.
Another break chance. Davenport, 5-2, first set. She'll be serving to go up 1 set to love when we come back to the Home Depot Center, J.P. Morgan Chase Open. 5-2, about to serve for the first set. And ESPN's Tennis Masters Series Montreal concludes its week of coverage live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. And immediately following that championship match, J.P. Morgan Chase Open at 4 p.m. Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. A great day of tennis action tomorrow on ESPN. Andy Roddick's been looking really good, actually all year long. Another fine win today. Rematch of the Wimbledon semifinals, defeating Federer. Roddick's in the finals in Montreal.
He's been playing outstanding, mentally very tough, and it's a great win over Federer, who played so well against him at Wimbledon.
Boy, and well against Philippoussis in the final to sort of quiet the critics of Federer's play in the majors.
Another sneak play by Davenport. She's so effective when she does come in, and against fast opponents like Sugiyama, it makes your life so much easier. She watches the ball till the end, and it's like a forehand with a little topspin at the end. Oh. Great return serve from Sugiyama, right in her pocket. She gets a lot of practice on that return in doubles. Sugiyama, the winner of the French and Wimbledon doubles title this year with Kim Clijsters.
That unforced error gives Davenport a couple of set points. Set has just been on 27 minutes. Davenport had a little hiccup after leading 2-love. Played a sort of a disinterested fourth game, losing serve. Ooh.
That's pretty from Sugiyama. It's so hard to change the direction of the ball when you're playing against Davenport, who hits the ball so hard and deep in the court. But Sugiyama times it well, hits it early.
And because Davenport had smacked it, didn't buy herself any time to get back into position, but still another set point. Pretty good size hole Sugiyama offers up on that first serve for Davenport up the middle. Catches the line. Lindsay Davenport with a winner to put an exclamation point on the first set. 6 games to 2 in just under a half hour. It's a new tennis stadium here at the Home Depot Center. Thanks for staying with us. Lindsay Davenport pretty efficient with her first set win. 6 games to 2 over Ai Sugiyama.
She had more winners than unforced errors, Davenport. 3, in fact. Ai Sugiyama was 62% first serves in, but just not being able to control enough points out there. It's tough to control the rallies against Davenport. Hits the ball so hard, comes through the court so quickly. You're really forced to do a little bit more with your shots and go for the lines. That's why Sugiyama's made a few more unforced errors than she's used to. The drop shot was the right shot to hit. Just didn't get around it in time. Had Sugiyama on the run. Sugiyama makes a stab at this backhand. It ended up staying very low, and Lindsay just didn't get down quick enough.
15 all. Sugiyama knows this first service game of the second set is vital for her chances to get into the semifinal. She's up 40-15. Comfortable hold for Ai Sugiyama. She's up 1-love in the second set.
First game, second set.
This facility is brand new. It's got all sorts of things going on. It sits on the campus of Cal State Dominguez Hills between Long Beach and Los Angeles. The outside tennis courts here where some of the other matches were played this week. The soccer stadium is right adjacent. They have, as you mentioned, Mary Jo, the San Diego Chargers training here. They have a very good sports medicine. I saw Rick Fox getting some treatment earlier today. I mean, it really is a happening place, and the tennis history is just beginning this week.
It is a wonderful facility.
USTA has their West Coast Training Center out here just as of this year. And for a campus like Cal State Dominguez Hills to have this kind of facility on its campus is very impressive. California university system is terrific. UC schools and Cal State schools and community colleges. Davenport would be familiar with that, being a California resident.
Davenport's been driving back and forth from her home in Laguna Beach, which is what, about 40 minutes south of here?
It can be 40 minutes.
Depends on the traffic.
Yeah, you got to
Horrible traffic.
You want to have somebody with you for the diamond lane. As my husband always says when we go up and down on the 405 on the coast, you just want me in the car so you can go in the diamond lane.
Yeah, he's partly right.
40-15.
Davenport's had her family and friends come out to watch her almost every day.
She also played world team tennis almost in her backyard. 40-15. Boy, that's a serve Davenport can go to time and time again on that deuce side. Forces the error, 1-all, second set.
It's her bread and butter, slicing around the ball. She gets on the right side of the ball so beautifully. Tosses the ball up. You don't know whether she's going to go up the tee or out wide, and then at the last minute gets around the ball right there. Gets the angle. Sometimes even if you're guessing that way, it's tough to reach it.
Well, that's what my coach used to say. Hold up a sign. Tell them you're going to serve out wide. It doesn't matter if you do it well enough. Okay. Oh, missing what was the best point of this semifinal.
That was good court coverage, though, by Davenport. She definitely is moving better this year after her knee surgery. She's gotten fitter. She stabs at the backhand slice, keeps it low, and forces the error from Sugiyama. Sugiyama tried to stay down, but the last minute picked her head up and her body.
Lindsay muttering to herself after that miss. It's a long mutter. See if it's followed by the droop.
She has the ability to hit winners from any part of the court. Sometimes I think she just goes for a little too much. Not necessary to hit that close to the line. Oh, she gets close to the line again on that backhand.
40-30.
Another game point for Sugiyama.
Doesn't get the front lean net court that time, Sugiyama.
And from 40-15, it's now deuce. This is suddenly a pretty big point early in this second set.
Set it up beautifully, Davenport. At the open court.
Anthony Sugiyama.
Just need a little more margin of error on the forehand. Just that added topspin makes all the difference. Sugiyama with her great wheels, getting that extra ball back.
Yeah, with no pace, which often spells problems for players like Davenport.
Deuce.
Third game point slips through Sugiyama's fingers.
First two.
.20 unforced for Davenport.
It's her 18th winner.
Which makes the 20 unforced a little more tolerable.
She can keep those winners and unforced errors close. She's in good shape. Uses that left wrist so well on that cross-court backhand to get that extra angle.
Break point. After all the game points that Sugiyama held, Davenport is able to fight her way and break. But in that game, she talked to herself. She was a little down. She muttered, but she still broke. One, trying to get through to the finals of the J.P. Morgan Chase Open. And on Sunday, the intense competition of the IRL IndyCar Series comes to you from St. Louis. Indy 500 winner Gil de Ferran, he returns to the track where last year he took home the checkered flag. Don't miss the Gateway Indy 250. That's ABC, 3 Eastern, Sunday, noon Pacific. No, thank you. Too fast for me. I wouldn't want to get in one of those cars. Don't mind watching.
It was a little scary. Speed they go.
Concentration lapse in that sport is a little different than tennis.
It sure is.
The 15 done.
Sugiyama likes to stand in right around the baseline. Occasionally that hurts her. The pace of that last serve got to Sugiyama.
Sugiyama's got a great return, but she really doesn't adjust a lot when she plays the bigger servers. She does stay in that same position, and that allows Davenport to really pick her spot on the serve and then gets the short reply to put away the forehand.
Actually, Sugiyama was back just a fraction on that one. I think it's something the returner has to be aware of when to change positions. And sometimes when you change your position, adjust even just a little bit, it just sends a little different sight line down to the server.
That different look makes the server question where they're going to serve, maybe change their pattern a little bit.
40-15.
40-15. Terrific service game from Lindsay Davenport. Big serve up the middle at 105 to hold serve. Now 6-2, 3-1. Semifinal action at the J.P. Morgan Chase Open. Lindsay Davenport has won this championship 3 times before. She loves Southern California hard courts. Mary Jo Fernandez, Pam Shriver. We've seen her win a lot of those matches out here the last, 8 years or so.
Well, the year she won the U.S. Open 98, she won all 3 hard court tournaments leading up to the U.S. Open. Taking a page out of Davenport's book, coming in, taking the swing volley out of the air. Davenport missed the first hard court tournament because of her foot in Stanford, but played last week in San Diego, lost to Kleisters in the semis.
Yeah, Kleisters had a chance to perhaps sweep. Kleisters won Stanford over Capriati. He was in the finals last week, losing to Enna Arden, and was playing here, so it looked like she was playing the kind of tennis that could have repeated what Davenport did in '98.
Third double from Sugiyama.
Boy, these are important errors that Sugiyama is committing on serve with leads in the second set.
Sugiyama said it before the match. The serve was going to be vital for her. She had to get a lot of first serves in to have a chance to beat Davenport. And a little hesitation on that forehand mistake.
And it gives Davenport a chance to really extend this lead in the second set. She wants a routine match. When you're having little injury issues, shorter the better. Just the power and the placement that's gotten the Lindsay Davenport to #1 in the world before, and it's gotten her out to a big lead here in the semifinals, the J.P. Morgan Chase, 6-2, 4-1. Chase Open on the campus of Cal State Dominguez Hills, a brand new sports complex, the Home Depot Center, having its first ever professional tennis tournament. Mary Jo Fernandez, Pam Shriver watching Lindsay Davenport, so far having a pretty routine day in the semifinals against Ai Sugiyama.
It's been all Davenport in this match. She's had a few spurts of unforced errors, but basically the big points have gone Davenport's way. She's served big at the right time and then just overpowered Sugiyama. It's only Sugiyama's 8th winner of the match. Has not been able to dictate play whatsoever. She's been the one reacting and defending, but that time finds the opening right on the line.
Perhaps that's not a big surprise, but when Sugiyama is playing her best tennis, she can dictate a lot more than she has today in this semifinal. I really think that service game where she had the 3-game points at 1-all in this second set was just crucial to this semifinal.
Sugiyama gives it her all the time, chasing after each and every shot. her a lunge for that one, but then that one's a little bit too difficult. Game point, Davenport.
Well, just one more step towards a routine semifinal win. Actually, more than routine. Really easy. This is a Tier 2 WTA Tour event. Prize money is over $600,000, $635,000. Winner gets almost $100,000. Those computer points, we're tracking those this week because of the possibility of a new #1 if Clijsters wins this championship. Even the round of 16 loser, over 7,000. Not a bad week.
Not too shabby.
Well, this match was at 2-all in the first set. Since then, Davenport's only lost one game.
It's a good effort from Davenport, who, remember, lost to Sugiyama the last time they played in Scottsdale. That was in March. So to be able to come out against somebody you just lost to and turn it around this convincingly is terrific.
2 points from sending Sugiyama to cool off in the locker room. Now 1 point with that angle winner. Everything has gone Davenport's way the last 5 games. 3 match points. Well, you can't do it any easier than that in a semifinal. A big smile, though, from Ai Sugiyama, who's one of the best sportswomen on the WTA Tour. Offers that smile up whether she wins or loses. And Lindsay Davenport looks very sharp in a place, Southern California, where she lives and where she's always been comfortable competing for titles. And she'll be going for another one tomorrow in the finals. The finals, 6-2, 6-1 over Ai Sugiyama, and she's with Mary Jo Fernandez.
Thanks, Pam. Lindsay, terrific match. Much different than a few months ago when you lost to Sugiyama. What was the difference today?
Yeah, I felt like I was controlling the ball very well and hitting a lot of penetrating shots and didn't really let her get too aggressive too many times. But, yeah, I just felt like I was hitting the ball well, was able to hit it where I wanted to, and just really never let her too far into the match.
Lindsay, how relaxed are you playing close to home? I know you're staying about, 40 minutes away in your hometown, Laguna Beach. You have your family here. Does that make a big difference when you play?
I think so. I mean, it's always nice to be able to go home and sleep in your own bed and not be in a hotel. But I've always enjoyed playing in LA. I've always done very well here, and I'm going to try and win it again.
Let's talk about injuries. Crowd favorite. You struggled last year. You were out 8 months, and now this year with the foot. How's that going?
It's actually been going very well the last few weeks. Just struggled with some pain in my left foot on and off, and you know, it's something that is a daily thing. I don't know when it's going to come up, but the last few weeks has been very well, and I just hope it continues to stay pain-free through the U.S. Open.
You possibly could face Kim Clijsters in the final. She's very close to reaching #1. You're a former #1. You just played her last week. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think she's had an unbelievable year this year. She's been a very difficult opponent for most players, including myself. She's really, I think, improved her serve quite a bit. And she's a very aggressive player, but at the same time, she plays defense very well. I'm sure it's a very exciting time for her. You know, I think she's going to become #1 the next few weeks, no matter what happens. But I'm sure she'd going to do her best to try and get it here, and I'll try and stop her and try and win this again.
I'm sure you will. And now looking ahead to the U.S. Open, are you very content with your form right now? Is there anything you'd like to be working on a little bit more?
Just still trying to be aggressive and coming in. The courts at the U.S. Open are always a little bit fast, and you really have to be aggressive there to win. But other than that, I think I've been doing pretty well, just trying to stay aggressive, keep serving well, and hopefully good things happen.
Well done today. Good luck in the final, Lindsay. Back to you, Pam.
Thanks, Mary Jo and Lindsay. Those two players each played